Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm making a video today, mostly geared towards weekly beats, but I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So all the people, all my YouTube followers, you already know who I am, but weekly beats, people have never seen me. Weekly beats is a system, a program, a website where you write and record one song a week, every week for an entire year. My buddy Drew is in a band called Orange Drink, and he has done that. And actually, in 2022, he also made a video for every single song, which is really insane. I interviewed him and put out a zine about it, talking about his process of making a music video every single week for an entire year. Available for $5 if you want a copy. I like how Drew puts up little. Not only does he do videos, like just music videos of the song, but he also sometimes explains his process a little bit. So I thought I would do that one time. I've been recording music and uploading it under the name Cow Tools. It's on weeklybeats.com under Cow Tools if you want to look it up. But I've been using this thing called an analog pocket, which is basically a Game Boy. It looks like a Game Boy. It has like a million video games on it, but it also has a program called Nano Loop, which is just a program to make electronic music. I've never really made electronic music, so this is like a whole new thing for me. It's been really interesting and fun. A few weeks ago, I put up a song. I think on week 9, I put up a song, and it was all electronic, but in my head, it was kind of like a punk rock, kind of like Prodigy, kind of like electronic punk music. And so I wanted drums and I wanted vocals, and I thought I could just like sit down and like record drums, and like I could not. I used to be a fairly mediocre drummer, and now I'm worse than mediocre. I don't really play too much anymore. So I'm like, well, I need to start like practicing my drums and also practice recording, which recording is a whole other thing. But I learned a couple things about myself over the last month or 6 weeks. One thing is that I would play the drums and it wouldn't go very well, so I'd play them again, and I'd play them again, and actually my stamina is not very good. And the longer I practiced, the worse I got, which was really, really frustrating. But I figured that out. And what was good about figuring it out is that I would go sit down my drums and play through the song once or twice, and then leave the room. And then maybe like an hour later, come back and play it through once again, leave the room. And then I got through that into the habit where I would just, when I would come home from work, like after 8 hours of work, because I have a job, I'd come home and I would just play through the song once. That's it. Shower up, have dinner, whatever. Instead of trying to do like an hour or 2 hours of drumming, which is just, it was actually getting worse the longer I would play. So it's good to learn about yourself. Anyway, I eventually today recorded the drum track. It's not perfect, it's not great, but it's acceptable, and a really good drummer could play it way better, but you get the idea, and I'm happy just to get the song out there with some vocals and some lyrics and whatever. So anyway, that's my process. I uploaded a song, good for me. I think this is kind of like, Cow Tools has sort of been like my chance to just do anything I want, and there's no rules, and I'll just make it weird. But if I was going to make it like a permanent project, I think this sound is kind of what I would be going for, is like electronic punk music. So there you go. Thanks for listening to my video, and I'll talk to everyone later. Bye.